Hey everyone, Human Shield 1991 back again with another episode of our Pokemon This or That series. This is going to be episode 3 of the series, and for those who are new to this, it's pretty simple. It's not exactly a video game that we're playing. Instead of it's kind of a game amongst ourselves, more of a conversation. I do this on Twitter, and then I bring it over to YouTube where I can actually give my own opinion. Essentially what I do is I'll take two Pokemon, they'll be seen on a graphic, and we have to decide this or that. Which Pokemon would you prefer? Would you prefer this one or would you prefer that one? Assuming you were starting your own Pokemon journey. Now, you can look at this in a number of ways. You can look at it from a competitive standpoint. You can look at it from an in-game standpoint. Like if you're going to take a Pokemon through the Crystal version, for example, who would you want to use most? Then, like I said, there's the competitive standpoint, but there's also other aspects that you might take into consideration, or it might be your full consideration. It could be their looks, what kind of design they have, and it could be just their lore. You could be very interested in their lore. It could be any number of things that just make you gravitate towards a certain Pokemon more than the other. It could also include their evolution line, their move pool, any number of things that just determine what you prefer for you personally. There's no wrong answer because it all comes down to preference. Now, if you enjoy the series, if you enjoy this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. Please make sure you give your thoughts in the comment section below, both with your picks, and if you want to comment on mine, you can do that too, or just comment on specific Pokemon, whatever you think about them. Lastly, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We recently surpassed 50 subscribers, and we are on the road to 60, which is just mind-blowing. So if you haven't checked, I did do a channel update, which is also a thank you video, so I'd like you to check that out if you haven't already. But other than that, let's waste no more time. Oh, follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. Now we won't follow or waste any more time. Let's go on to the first this or that. Alright, first up is a battle between two grass-type starters. We have Chikorita from Johto, and we have Bulbasaur from Kanto. Now this one, to me, is immediately difficult. I don't know. I actually feel quite a few of these are very difficult for me. Uh, well, let's just get into the information first. Chikorita, the Leaf-type Pokemon. This Pokedex entry is courtesy from Omega Ruby, so keep that in mind. In battle, Chikorita waves its leaf around to keep the foe at bay. However, sweet fragrance also wafts from the leaf, becoming the battling Pokemon and creating a cozy, friendly atmosphere all around. 2 feet 11 inches, 14 pounds. And obviously, Chikorita goes into Bayleaf and Meganium. Now, I'll hold off my thoughts actually until I read Bulbasaur, who is going to be the seed-type Pokemon from their Pokemon Blue Pokedex entry. A strange seed was planted on its back at birth. The plant sprouts and grows with this Pokemon. 2 feet 4 inches, 15 pounds, and obviously goes into Ivysaur and Venusaur. Alright, so for me, this is difficult. I'm pretty sure Chikorita was maybe the first Pokemon I chose for Pokemon Gold, and Bulbasaur was definitely the first Pokemon I chose for Pokemon Blue. So this is very tough for me. I tend to lean towards grass and water starters in general. I think if push comes to shove, man, I don't know. This is tough. This is really tough. I like them both a lot, and I don't know for sure, but I would guess Venusaur is the better Pokemon out of their evolutions when it comes to stats and whatnot. If nothing else, it has the addition of the poison typing, which is nice. Oh, that's so tough. Okay, I have to make a decision, so my decision is going to be Bulbasaur because nostalgia and because to me it's the best Gen 1 starter. While I can't say for certain, I would choose Chikorita because I love. Oh man, that's tough because Squirtle's great too. And that Totodile. Okay, well, I'm going with Bulbasaur. I can't justify it any further. It's very close, but I'm leaning towards Bulbasaur. From there, we have two later generation cat Pokemon. First up, we have Purrloin, the devious Pokemon, which is a dark type. Its Pokedex entry from Pokemon Sword says it steals things from people just to amuse itself with their frustration. A rivalry exists between this Pokemon and Nickit. Of course, Nickit is a pretty cool Pokemon, but we're not going to be discussing that right now. Of course, everyone knows, or should know, Purrloin evolves into, is it Liepard? Liepard, one or the other. I'm not sure the exact enunciation at that point, but. And then we have Skitty, who I believe is from Generation 3, is that it? And it's the kitten Pokemon, normal type. Skitty has the habit of becoming fascinated by moving objects and chasing them around. This Pokemon is known to chase after its own tail and become dizzy. It's adorable. 2 feet tall, 24 pounds, and of course evolved into Delcatty with the Moonstone. Alright, so for me, my instinct normally would be to go with Skitty and Delcatty, just because I was a little more familiar with them. Just due to generations 4 and 5 kind of being out of my wheelhouse a bit. And kind of 6 as well, but not totally. So, Pokemon from those generations, I tend to be a little more indifferent toward, I guess, at times. With that said, I really like Purrloin's design, and then the dark typing's pretty cool too. I'm not completely sold on one or the other, and I could definitely be swayed. And I think as I use them in the future, it'll hopefully sway me one way or the other. But at this point, I'm going to base it solely on design and typing. I'm going with Purrloin. But I do like Skitty, and I really like Delcatty quite a bit. Alright, on to more of Generation 1 versus Generation 2 starters. We have Charmander battling Cyndaquil. Now this one's definitely interesting to me for quite a few reasons. I find Charmander to probably be the most overrated starter, maybe. I still like it a lot. It is Star-Lord, our powerful Star-Lord, for those who follow the Pokemon Blue series. But, I don't know, I've never been as partial to it as everybody else has been. Maybe just because it's so popular. I just always kind of gravitated towards some of the lesser popular. I don't know, maybe it's a little hipster in me or something. But still, I definitely like it. And then Cyndaquil, obviously also very good. But let's just get into their information. Charmander's a lizard-type Pokemon, fire-type. Pokedex entry from Pokemon Blue is obviously prefers hot places. When it rains, steam sends a spout from the tip of its tail. 2 feet tall, 18.74 pounds, and obviously evolves from Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard. Everybody knows Charmander, but everyone should also know this Pokemon. Cyndaquil, the Fire Mouse Pokemon, pure Fire type. Cyndaquil protects itself by flaring up the flames on its back. The flames are vigorous if the Pokemon is angry. However, if it's tired, the flames sputter fitfully with incomplete combustion. 1.8 feet tall, 17.42 pounds, and evolves into Quillava and then Typhlosion. I'll be honest, for me, this isn't actually that close. I'm going 100% with Cyndaquil. I'm guessing from a competitive standpoint, because of the flying typing, Charizard's better, even if you don't account for Megas and Gigantamax and all that. But I really like Cyndaquil. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon, and Typhlosion is just a complete beast. I remember the first time I started using Eruption, and it was just mind-blowing. So, yeah, I'm definitely going for Gen 2 in this case. So right now it's going to be a tie leading into the eventual Squirtle and Totodile. I cannot speak. Speaking has left me. I'm unable to speak. Totodile. There we go. But yeah, Cyndaquil, it's going to be my pick. Although, I don't know. I don't want to trash Charmander by any means. It's still a great Pokemon. Charmeleon is very cool, and Charizard obviously is great. But yeah, for me, it's really not that difficult of a decision. Alright, and now this leads to Hitmonlee versus Hitmonchan. I already have a predisposed opinion going in, but I'm not going to reflect that until after I read everything. First up, we have Hitmonlee, the kicking Pokemon, fighting type. From its Pokemon Blue Dex entry, when in a hurry, its legs lengthen progressively. It runs smoothly with extra long, loping strides. 4 feet 11 inches tall, 109 pounds, and obviously it doesn't evolve, but it does later come from a Tyro. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then we have Hitmonchan, also the fighting type Pokemon. While apparently doing nothing, it fires punches in lightning fast volleys that are impossible to see. 4 feet 7 inches tall, 110 pounds, and also comes from Tyro. Now, I'll be honest, for me, this is mostly going to come down to design. I've always had a preference of one over the other. I consider them pretty equal in game. I'm not sure about if they have different stats or not, and I'm pretty sure people tend to prefer Hitmonchan because of the different variety of punching moves. But I prefer Hitmonlee every day. I always have. I've always preferred its design. I just think it's very cool. Both are awesome. Big fans of both. Not as big of a fan of Hitmontop, to be honest with you, but I do like that one as well. But Hitmonlee for me is the coolest of the three. It's I don't know, it just has kind of a dark flair to it, and I always thought it came off pretty cool. Definitely a bit of an edgy Pokemon, but a cool one nonetheless. Last but certainly not least for this episode is the battle of Gen 1 versus Gen 2 water starters. We have Squirtle versus Totodile. Now, first up, we have Squirtle, the tiny turtle Pokemon, water type. After birth, its back swells and hardens into a shell, powerfully sprays foam from its mouth. 1 feet 8 inches tall, 19.84 pounds. It evolves into Wartortle, and then that evolves into Blastoise. Very cool. And then Totodile, who is also a water type Pokemon, the big jaw Pokemon. Despite the smallness of its body, Totodile's jaws are very powerful. While the Pokemon may think it's just playfully nipping, its bite has enough power to cause serious injury. 2 feet tall, 20.94 pounds, and evolves into Croconaw, and then for Alligator. Alright, so for those keeping track thus far, we had Gen 1 win the grass battle, we had Gen 2 win the fire battle. This one is very tough for me. I think, honestly, it's kind of neck and neck. I could go either way. I think I might lean toward the Totodile family for design, as awesome as the Squirtle family is. But I just have so much nostalgia for both. Again, I can remember playing Pokemon. I think Crystal is when I first used I'm not sure. It could have been Gold. I don't know. But I can remember using Totodile. And obviously, I've used Squirtle a million times. And they're both just very, very cool Pokemon. And trying to choose between them is kind of like having to choose between children, I'd imagine. It just isn't fair. It isn't right. But if push comes to shove, I think I'm going to go with Totodile. I know that might be unpopular, but I think it's such a cool Pokemon. For Alligator, such a beast. I think ultimately, I kind of have a habit of leaning toward Pokemon I think are really cool over Pokemon I think that are cool or adorable. For example, I think Squirtle is more adorable than Totodile, but I think Totodile is more cool. So it kind of goes in that direction. And I think for Alligator, it's just a really, really cool design. Now, as far as ability goes, I'm not sure which one would be better in game. Blastoise is bulkier, I'd imagine, and I'm guessing for Alligator hits harder. So it could really go either way. And honestly, I wouldn't be upset with anybody choosing either one. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Totodile. I think Johto wins. It's definitely close, but yeah, Johto wins. Johto wins. But there you go. That is episode 3 of Pokemon This or That. All 5 matches have been put up, and now this is the part where you give me your opinion down below in the comment section. I'll make sure I have a comment listing every battle just in case, but I want to know, do you choose Bulbasaur or Chikorita? Do you choose Totodile or Squirtle? Do you choose Charmander or Cyndaquil? Do you choose Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan? And do you choose everybody's favorite Skitty or everybody's favorite Purrloin? Again, I think a lot of these are very close. I'm not someone who generally dislikes Pokemon pretty much at all. I really like most Pokemon. I find enjoyment out of either the design or their lore or something about them. There's a few here that I thought wasn't that close just because of my personal preference. But really, I can't fault anybody for choosing any of these. So definitely let me know in the comment section down below who you choose and why you choose them, if you care to give that reasoning as well. Other than that, make sure you hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, have any thoughts on something I said or a Pokedex entry or anything like that. You can also comment on that below. You don't have to just comment with your picks. You can comment on anything you'd like. And then, of course, follow me on Twitter at HumanShield1991. It's a good way to stay up to date on everything going on with the channel. And as a reminder, if you haven't already, please, please, please subscribe. We are at 56 subscribers last I checked. Hopefully that remains. We'll see. And hopefully it continues to go up. I would love to hit 60, but we'll see. That could take a little bit. But I'm just grateful that we got as far as we did. And because we surpassed 50, I did do a channel update and a thank you. So go ahead and watch that video after you watch this one. And that should wrap things up. Thanks so much for watching. Later.